Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Today we have gathered together as Deborah Rice Movement people, and this movement was started during COVID, and through this Lifeline Connect, we are addressing a lot of questions that we have about life. And today amongst us, we have Dr. Chacko, who will be addressing us with regards to the power of change. Mr. Jacob Chacko is a practicing architect who has completed more than 1,000 building projects. He is the director of Dream India Network NGO, which takes care of underprivileged patients and has 75 foster homes. 600 children are benefiting through that foster home. Through this NGO, they also run 5 destitute homes, 3 destitute hospitals, and 3 shelter homes. He's also the founder, member, and secretary of the Sandman Society, which volunteers with patients with emotional needs and also runs blood donation camps. He's also member of Swantana, an orphanage for mentally and physically disabled orphan girls. He's also the founder of Save Lives, a social awareness NGO, which gives awareness to the society in terms of the need for volunteers' selfless work to help the needy and the marginalized. He's a volunteer with Jeevan Sharthakate. It is a committee for organ transplant in Karnataka. He also coordinates and rescues and rehabilitates trafficked people through the anti-human trafficking network. He's a member of the Indian Cancer Society and creates and provides a lot of cancer awareness programs. He's the founder of Jesus Holistic Healing Ministry, an organization that reaches to the villages and slums to support the needy. So today we are very privileged to have Mr. Jacob Chacko with us, and he's going to share with us how he does so much for the society, and how he's able to, with the same 24 hours that we have, is able to provide so much of work and volunteer work and give so much of himself selflessly to the society. So today he's going to talk to us about the power to change. So thank you so much, Mr. Jacob. Thank you for joining us, and over to you for the session.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity. I thank God because we are all alive today. You know, it says every day at least 25,000 people die in India. Why we did not die? I think God has given us one more day bonus. Why that bonus? Is it for us to enjoy our own self-centered life, or to change the society with our abilities? You know, it's something to start with. Vande Mataram. Many times we sing Vande Mataram, but we don't know the meaning of Vande Mataram. It's a very powerful meaning. It says, I praise thee, Mother India. We're all been, taken care by Mother India, our own fellow beings, our friends, relatives. How much we are accountable, or how much we are supposed to give back. Many times, we think, okay, I become a successful architect, I become a successful businessman. It's a wrong statement. It is a privilege God has given us to be successful in our life, but not for our self-centered life. When I work with so many social programs, I still work as an architect. I practice as an architect because we need money. We need to connect the people. So fortunately, I work with cream of the society. I'm able to connect so many people, and so many people who are in need, people who can donate. All these things are important. No one is bad on this planet Earth. Core values of our programs are faith in God. Faith in God should not be a ritual. Faith in God is nothing to do with ritual or a religion. It is to transform us. Now that's the power of God to transform. That's why he called this program as Power to Change. That God, we are divided into religion, we divided into, we build so many religious temples, but then we have to understand God is in us and God is in you. When Ramakrishna Paramahamsa went to meet Queen of England, they came to shake hands. And he said, no, in India, we say namaste. He was holding it like that. And it was, one finger was pointing towards the people there and one finger towards us. It says, I must see God in you and you must see God in me. I believe in Jesus Christ as my personal savior, but I don't believe in a religion. Sometimes, we become fanatics in religion. Imagine a follower of God without religion. That's it. That is what we want in India. And India is a great country with a lot of resources. But where are the resources? It's with maybe 10 or 5% of the Indian population. It's a criminal offense what we people are doing. Possessing somebody else's wealth in our own bank, if you have more than so many properties in India, I think it is not right. So many are struggling. If you go to city market area or railway station or Majestic, you can see thousands of people sleeping on the roadside. Thousands of people are sleeping on the platform. This is a project which we had in a few of the colleges. It says, stop studying. All of us are still studying, but something what we're missing is start learning. All our profession, we become architects and engineers and so many people. But how much of that we have learned? We don't know how to use our time. We don't know how to use our talents. We don't know how to use our resources. We are misusing it. That is what is lost in the world today. I was in an admission board of MBA in one of the colleges. I asked the students, why do you want to become an MBA student? They said, I want to have a better life. I want to earn money. Most of the answers were self-centered. Our education is not for self-centered life. Our education in the colleges and the schools are to make us social beings, to think about people around us, to think about how we can be a change agent. He's one of my gurus. And Mahatma Gandhi said, earth provides enough to satisfy every man's need, but not every man's greed. Today people have become so greedy, whether it is a politician or a bureaucrat or individuals or religious leaders. I think we need a change. We need to change, and our next generation should say that, yes, you people have become human. That is most important. That is what we require today. We have only, if you look at 70 years, it's only about 25,000 days on the planet Earth. Are we good stewards of the earth? Mother Earth gives everything free to everyone, irrespective of religion or ability. Mother Earth provides all our needs. Our duty is to give back to the society, give back to the people who are struggling. She's another great inspiration in my life. I've gone and stayed in Mother Theresa's home. And it was so inspiring to see the work she was doing in India. She has come from another country and started working with destitutes, lepers, and many such people. We don't have time. We Indians are busy in our own self-centered life. Sorry to use that word. But then when she has come from another country to serve the needy, somebody asks, what is the real belief in God? She says, be a burning candle, light up the world. Be a burning candle, you become nothing. What happens when you keep burning and burning? We become nothing, and others should grow. We have only few years or few days on the planet Earth, and we have not carried anything to the planet Earth, and we are not going to carry anything out of this. Especially, when I read the Bible, I found the Bible is not teaching us any religion. It is a beautiful book which is really giving us a direction for what kind of life we should do. I'm sure all the religious books are talking about it. No religion is teaching us anything about self-centered life. It is all talking about being a social person, to be a change agent for the people around us. I don't know how many of you heard about this great lady. She has rescued 13,000 women from trafficking. And she's one of the greatest lady I have ever known about. I have not met her. And I don't know how many of you have heard about Malala. You know, she risked her own life for the social changes. How many of you heard about Kailash Satyarthi? We don't even today know this great man. He has rescued 83,000 children. And he got the Nobel Prize award. When the Nobel Prize came, oh, there is somebody like that in India. He is risking his own life. And there's a lot of risk in his life when he goes for such work. We have to risk our life. Then only we can be a change agent. And this lady is one great lady I've met. Her name is Sunita Krishnan. She rescued 13 to 12,000 women from brothels. And so many difficult situations she has gone through. And she said about a camel race one day. You know, sometimes all the camel races, the children are used for camel races because camel wants less weight. And many children die. Many children fall off the camel. Are we really bothered about what is happening around the world? Religion. What is the real meaning of religion? James 1:27 in the Bible says, religion that God our Father accepts as pure and faultless is this, to look after orphans and widows in the distress and keep oneself from being polluted by the world. You know, very simple. Religion is nothing to do anything more than that. Don't get polluted by the world. Don't go with the patterns of the world. Flow against the current. And in Matthew 25:40, Jesus said, I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least brothers of mine and sisters of mine, you did for me. You know, when we serve the difficult people, we are serving God. We should understand that every person who is suffering in this world is God in them. Are you really bothered? You know, when I looked at all the religions, what is Hinduism saying? It's a dharma. It's a way of life. Muslim, what does it mean by Muslim? Anyone or anything that surrenders itself to the true will of God. What does it mean by Christian? Christ in you, a little Christ. And Christ was a Jew and he never created a religion. He created a relationship with God and the people around. And where is God today? We look for God in religious places. God is in you. God is in me. We are the temple of God. That nothing more important than human being. It's all immaterial. When a human being is suffering on the planet Earth, whatever we're doing, ignoring them, it is all waste of time and energy. There is nothing godliness in that. Are we ready to sacrifice our TTT? Time, talents, and treasures. We are stewards. God has given us as stewards. You know, like a manager, if you go to a manager in a bank, you ask him how many crores you have. He said, I don't own anything. The bank owns it. I'm only a manager. We are all our managers of our time, talents, and treasures. You know, I had ambition to buy a very expensive car one day, but then God never allowed me to buy because he says, am I a good steward? There's a small video which I want to run. Sorry, I think that is not. The video is not playing. Okay. You know, imagine an earthquake comes. What will happen? All the projects what I've done will come down. Nothing is permanent. Nothing can be, you know, rescued with an earthquake. What we are trying to build up, our business, of everything. You know, as an architect, I've done more than 1,000 projects. One earthquake is enough to destroy everything. What is happening in Ukraine now? Everything is demolished. Everything is destroyed. It's only a few seconds, everything can be destroyed. But let's use everything properly in the limited time. As I said, 70 years, only 25,000 days. The time is running out. How much of time we have left? You know, we just go through the net. You can say, 68 heroes of India. You never heard of many of them. Just go through net and see modern great heroes of India. They're all simple people. For example, Jadav Payang, he planted seeds and there are 1360 acre of forest through his effort. He's not a rich man. He goes and cycle. Dr. Rani Bang, gynecologist, last for 20 years, she's working in the rural health of India. Beena Rao, teaching slum children, Surat in Gujarat. There are so many amazing people whom we also know. Let's support them. Let's go out to them, reach out to them. You know, my biggest burden, I visited the red light areas of Calcutta and Mumbai. It was a very, disastrous experience. I could see little children being lined up there for prostitution. And it says every minute 4 children are trafficked in India. We Dream India, we have 600 children today. Our idea, why we are running this the foster homes, these children should not be trafficked. Many of them are in very difficult conditions. They're living in broken family. They are in slums. They're not being taken care. There is something called Child Helpline 1098. They get a lot of calls from children, their family. The family sometimes the family abuses the children, and how to rescue them, how to protect them. We need more foster homes. We need more protective places to look after the children. He says thousands are trafficked every day to some unknown destination and forced to live a life beyond their control. India is a hub. Are we aware of many of the things? And it says 28 million are trafficked at any point of time in the world. Only 1% is rescued. These are all the scenes from Calcutta and Mumbai red light areas. Little girls, they're lined up. Their fees is only 50 rupees. By the age of 30, 35, they get all kinds of sickness and they die. They're thrown out of their places. I've seen in Mother Teresa's home in Calcutta, there are 600 prostitutes who are mentally ill. They've been thrown out by pimps once they are mentally ill. And these sisters take them and look after them. Let's reach out to them and say that we love you. We want to take care of you. This is the most cruel thing which can happen to any human being on the planet Earth. Somebody dying is okay, but somebody being harassed, emotionally and physically every day, it's a very sad thing. How can we stop it? We have to do something about it. All of us, so many of us have joined together. Let's work in our own circle and see what we can do to make a change. CNN reported there are so many child laborers in coal mines. I visited the coal mines in Jharkhand, Theresa and all. If you go into the coal mines, so many children are being used. Even today, this is a CNN report. And if you go around the coal mine, many of them are bonded laborers. Many of them are living below very disastrous condition. I did a school in Jharkhand where this school is taking care of the children of bonded laborers, children of coal mine workers. And all of them, most of the coal mine workers, they get a sickness called silicosis. At the age of 30, 35, they become vegetables. We enjoy our air condition. We enjoy light and energy with their lives. We are bargaining with their lives and then using it. And these children are used for bonded labor, organ sale. See the left-hand side picture, what is the living condition of the little ones? In poverty, India is a very poor country. What we see in Bangalore city or many of the cities is not the real picture of India. Go to the deep Indian villages. It is utter poverty. They're all, there's a write-up in the paper says thousands of children are dying every day because of malnourishment causes. Can we take care of them, take care of their malnourishment problems? We can. I think there is enough and more resources in our own Bangalore city or our own cities where we live. We are not lack of anything. We have enough and more. And this is a place which transformed my life. I thank God in 2009, I wanted to buy an expensive car. But then after booking how it happened was my father had, before 2009, about 15, 18 years back, he was affected with cancer. We were in CMC Vellore for few months, few years for treatment. We saw a lot of people suffering without money for treatment. And then, since my father was a heart patient, they could not give him chemotherapy. And they said, go back home and you may have only 1 year. But he became a changed man. He became a born-again person. He started living a life which is worthwhile. He started going to cancer patients, counseling them, being with them. And that has changed his life. Maybe that positive attitude. We went after 6 months for a PET scan. There was no cancer in his body. I've seen a miracle, how God can heal a person. He lived another 13 years. In 2009, I wanted to buy an expensive car. There was a scare in my family that one more member got cancer. And we were praying. And Lord, let this test be negative. I will not buy this car. We always try to butter God. It is not because of buttering God. We got the test result as negative. I went in 2009, one fine Monday morning, I went to the Cancer Institute, KIDWAI. The first place where I entered was the emergency ward of children. I could see so many children crying. They had retinoblastoma, eye cancer, bone cancer, and many kinds of cancers. They were all crying in pain. I asked the doctor, why is this happening? Doctor said, they're not dying or suffering because of cancer alone. They're suffering because they don't have money for treatment. Where are the believers of God in Bangalore city? Are we not sensitive about the little angels who are dying there? Every time when I talk about it, I feel like crying. These little ones are our guests in our city. They don't have blood. Can't we organize through our religious places blood donation camps? There's an hospital called Indira Gandhi next to KIDWAI. There are so many children with thalassemia. They need blood transfusion every second week. I know a great man, his name is Alphonse Kurian. He runs throughout Bangalore city conducting blood donation camps. Can't we all organize it? We have our friends, our office, our circle, our religious places. Can't we organize that? Please call me. At least one blood donation with this. See, we have 53 participants in this group today. All of us, if we put an effort, we can conduct one blood donation can every day. Dream India Network, NGO. We are hospital volunteers. We try to help at least 5 underprivileged patients every day, support them in their emotional and financial needs. Sometimes emotional need is required. When financial need is required, that is also required. But we are helpless many times because we don't have sufficient funds. I reach out to donors, and try to put our money also into that. We have 75 foster homes, each of them taking care of 8 children. We have destitute homes, 5 homes with 8 people in each of these homes. We have 3 destitute hospitals. What we do is we have 3 ambulances running all the day through in the city. There are people on the roadside. I can send you more information if you send me a text message. And we pick up these people, take them to destitute hospital free of cost. We don't charge them anything. Many organizations support it. That is how we are able to do it. Shelter homes for homeless. There are so many shelter homes run by government of Karnataka in Bangalore city. There are people who goes and stays in the night. There is a group called MCK's Pranic Healing. They support us with food. We go there, hand over the food to them. There are so many organizations coming forward and ready to give food. I think we all should participate in this. These innocent ones, many of the elderly people are abandoned by the family. They are in the streets of Bangalore city just because they have been abandoned. We can reach out to them, all of us. Anti-human trafficking network. I told you, it's a very, very scary thing in India. If you go to Pune, Delhi, Bombay, Calcutta, this is all illegal activity. But I don't know how they make it legal. There's a mafia behind it. It's a very sad thing. Swandana is an orphanage where I'm connected. There are 48 mentally and physically retarded orphan girls who have been abandoned on the roadside. If you go there, you can see each child is suffering with some kind of sickness. You go there, hug a child. We can do the greatest thing we can do. Save Lives is an awareness program. Jeevan Sarthake. I don't know how many have heard about this organization. Organ transplant cannot be given from a donor to a recipient. It is illegal. Any brain death case, it has to be reported to Jeevan Sarthake from the hospital. And there's a list. As per the list, as per the priority, they give this organ to the recipient. That is how it happens. So anybody who wants a kidney or anything like that, they have to go to Jeevan Sarthake and register themselves so that when the sequence comes, they can get it. You know, one day there's a call from Baptist Hospital. There was a dialysis patient who was supporting. They said, as per sequence, there's a brain dead person, and this person who is getting dialysis, he is eligible for a transplant. They called me at 8 o'clock and says, within 15 minutes, we should get the answer. We didn't think about it. He said, go ahead. God has really provided us the funds for that. It was around 8 lakhs. We could find out, so many people came forward, and so many people have called me and says, any emergency, call me. We can reach out, and they all came forward. St. Man's Society is a palliative volunteer work in KIDWAI Cancer Hospital mainly, and we work in different hospitals. Please join us. Indian Cancer Society is giving a lot of awareness talks. If you want any awareness talk in your institution, you please call us. We can arrange. And let's give our time. This is a little child whom I met in one of the cancer hospitals. This child was kneeling down and she was not literally crying. I asked the father, what happened? She had a vertebral cancer. It was so severe pain. And this child was not crying. She was only 6 years or 7 years. When I asked the father, he says, she does not have tears now. She's pain is so unbearable. Even with heavy painkillers, it is unbearable. I could not even say anything to her. I could only go hug the child and pray for the child. They need treatment. We are trying to do our best. And there are so many people who need our time. And this is a little child who was in the hospital and came with a lump in the side. And after that, there was she's completely healed now, but the parents are very, very poor. They are unable to handle the situation. I know this child came with a cancer. I don't know why it happened, how it happened. The sad part was after the child's death, the entire family went and suicided. They could not stand it. Who is accountable? We are all accountable. If you had given the treatment at the right time, we could have taken care of the child and the family. And this little child has got something called retinoblastoma. It's a retina cancer and the eye bulges out. When I went to see the child in the emergency department, she could not even talk or no sensation because this has spread into the brain. And I think she has gone out of that treatment, possibilities. I could only touch and say, Lord, take her. Let her not suffer anymore. It can happen to us. Why did it not happen? We should always think why this cancer did not come to our family at the age of 1 or 2. We could have been without money for treatment. Even a small sickness, when I go to different hospital, yesterday there was a blind man in Bowring Hospital with a very little, a small operation he wanted, but he didn't have 5,000 rupees. We can reach out to them and say that we love you. This is one great man I've seen. His name is Pasha. He's blind. His wife is blind. They're running a school for blind. Imagine a blind man running a school for blind. One of the blinds told me, sir, your eye is sinning you. Is our eyes sinning us? Yes, we need a good car, good dress, good everything. He says, we blinds, we don't sin because we need only a place to sleep and we need our plate of food. Anything above that is luxury, isn't it? So we should really think that our eyes, if it is sinning, Bible says, gouge it out, throw it out. We have to be very careful when you look at other things in this world. We have to be content. We have to really be bothered about how we use our eyesight for the needy and the people who are around us. A little child, 16 days, or I think 1.5 months old or something like that, a little child came with cancer there. There's a lump in the back. It was so sad to see the parents suffering. One day, one of the volunteers called me and said, sir, there's a child who is on the last stage. Can you go and stand with the parent? I went there. I stood with the parent for 1 hour. I did not talk a single word. What can I talk? I just was holding that man. And after 1 hour, the child died. Even today, after 5 years, once in a while, this man sends me a message saying that, sir, thank you for standing with me on that day. That is a greater relief I got. We should all try to do something different for the people who are suffering. This is another boy with some kind of cancer came there. They were so helpless. We have so many hospitals where they cannot afford to go. Can't we take them there? I wish all our hospitals should run free of cost. If all of us put some effort and put some money there, we should do that. And there's another child with an eye cancer, and they wanted that they had to remove the eye. They didn't have money to remove the eye. There's a doctor in Narayana, Netralia, who is willing to do at a cost price. We have taken the child there. Many times we don't come across. We don't know who is in need. Let's wake up. Let's go to such places and say, Lord, give me eyesight. Give me the vision to see the people who are suffering. I think we all can do it. And this is one lady whom I met. I felt so sad about this lady. You can see, look at her eyes. She has jaundice in the eye. This jaundice came because of her HIV. She did not do anything wrong. Her husband got HIV and gave her HIV and he died. And this 23 and 28-year-old lady had 2 children. When I looked at her eyes, something was talking to me and says, hey, brother, what can you do for me? I did not do anything wrong. I think let's reach out to such innocent ones on the planet Earth. Look at this little one. He's an angel from God. And why that angel is suffering? And the eye had to be removed because of cancer. And now he needs an artificial eye. He can be easily given. So many of them. Which is the greatest profession on the planet Earth. We talk about doctors, engineers, nothing. The greatest profession is farmer. This is one of the pictures I got from Majestic. One of the farmer who had a lot of debts, who came to claim some amount from the government he should not get, and he went and committed suicide on a tree. The picture was taken. It was so heartbreaking. Can a farmer suicide for an amount of 7,000 rupees or 25,000 rupees debt? Isn't enough resources with us? This is our life. We are eating all hamburgers, unwanted things, enjoying our life beyond a limit. I don't know how many of you know about this picture in Africa, where the child was crawling towards a food supply place. And this picture was, got an award. And the vulture was waiting, not even the child to die. Once the child falls on the ground, the vultures start eating them. And the photographer suicided because he thought, he took the picture and he got an award, but he did not rescue the child. He was helpless. He could see hundreds of the children. It says in Africa, there are 10,000 children dying every day because of starvation. How much should we give? We all believe we go to heaven. Heaven is everlasting. Here we have only a few years. If we want some asset in heaven, we should send 100% to heaven. And we should not keep anything on the planet Earth. Many elders, I know a cousin of mine recently, he sold all his ancestral property, gave it for poverty. He said, my parents' money, I'm not eligible to take it, because they created it. It is for them to enjoy when they go to heaven. Can't we have such ideas? Next generation to generation, we're carrying crores and thousands or lakhs and money to them. That is destroying them. If they have come up in life, that is enough. If they're doing well, that is enough. They need not be billionaires. We need enough, not more than enough. Tobacco causes cancer. Can we reach out to the little ones? There are many people who are not aware of this. In KIDWAI Cancer Hospital, many of the patients come and say, sir, I got cancer. What can I do now? Too late. We can reach out to them. Print a leaflet. Reach out to smokers, our own friends, our own relatives. Tell them, if cancer comes, you will have to really suffer through. It is not about death. The suffering is too much. This is how the lung of a regular patient, regular person and a smoker. I was just looking at a calculation. If all of us, 1.5 crores population, Bangalore city, gives 100 rupees per month, it is 150 crores. Not even a child should suffer. We can do much more. This is an ambulance. We go pick up people from the roadside every day. And many of them do not have memory. They don't know their names. They don't know where they come from. They've been abandoned by family. This is one of our great volunteers. His name is Chandi. He goes to the children's department, spends time with them, find out what is the need, and he works in an organization. But every day he finds 1 or 2 hours to do that. When he can find, why we can't find? And he's not a very rich man. He's really struggling through his life, but he's enlightened. We all need enlightenment. We don't need anything else in life. All our possessions, all our other things are waste. Only we need enlightenment. This German lady, she was with us one of the days, came and she never communicated in any language. She was volunteering there. Her smile, her touch made a lot of changes. I was just wondering, if the German lady can come from Germany to do volunteer work here, where are the Bangaloreans? Where are we? We have time for a movie. We have time for all kinds of enjoyment. Can't we reach out to one person? I'm sure more than what we do, it can change our lives. That's more important. It can change our families' lives. It can change our children. That is what you require. This person was a prisoner in one of the hospitals. And when I went and met him, he shouted at me. And I listened to him for 20 minutes. And then he said, sir, why are you not shouting back to me? I said, I'm a volunteer. I came to listen about you. He said, I don't have any more complaints, sir. I wanted somebody to listen to my pain. Being a prisoner does not mean he's a criminal. His circumstance would have made him a criminal. When I visited a jail, in a jail there were 80 inmates, 72 had committed murder. The warden said they're innocent, sir. They were trapped. They got into a circumstance where they had to commit a mistake. We are accountable for their mistakes. These are all the children in Swandana, little ones, disabled. They don't have anything. Let's look at it and say, are we special to God or are they special to God? When God has given us something special, we have to be good stewards. God is watching and saying, hey, are you using it in the right way or are you misusing it? These are all our volunteers in KIDWAI Cancer Hospital. In one of the queue, there was a girl who was standing and crying. And when I approached, she did not want to speak to me. But then one of the volunteers went and spoke to her and she cried and says, sir, I don't have my father. I don't have siblings. My mother is in the 3rd stage. I need somebody to cry. She didn't want money. She wants somebody to hug and cry. Can we go hug them and cry for them? Cry with them? Jivan Sarthak, I told you about all kinds of donations. Even giving an eye cornea is the easiest thing. After death also, within 6 hours, we can give cornea. Please call me if you know anybody, your neighbors, any relative, after death, please call us. We can send the team there. They take only 15 to 20 minutes to take out the cornea. Blood donation. There is something called SDP, single donor platelet, wherein your blood goes out, comes back, only the platelet is taken, And from one person, 8 units of platelets can be taken and it can save 8 lives. It may take 1 hour to do that. But once in a while, can't we do it? A brain death case, many people brain death case, they're not even ready to give their any of their parts. They can easily give kidneys, lungs, liver. So many people can be saved. When we are brain dead, what is the use of burying it? What is the use of burning it? Don't give it to animals and fire. Give your body for a research center. Let them learn it. Body donation. Please call me. I can connect you to the body donation people. Write in your paper, keep it in your pocket, saying that when I die, do not bury or burn my body. Cornea can be given. If I'm brain dead, please donate all my organs. Give my body to a research institute. Let them learn something from my body. After our death, it's immaterial. Our soul is more important. Soul goes before we die. Give a hero. Give blood. Every adult can give at every 3 months a blood, and it comes back free in your body. Can't we give? Can't we organize? And it can be one blood donation. The blood can be segregated into plasma, red blood, and platelets. It can save so many lives. What are the commitments? What can we do today? Donate blood every month. Create a volunteer group of 25 year-round circle. Volunteer 1 hour every day. Please call me. We can have so many programs to volunteer. Contribute 100 rupees per month to your own group. Create a group of 25 people. Into 100 rupees is 2,500. And send me a message saying that we have 10,000 rupees. Where can we connect? I'll connect you. You directly give it to them. Support a child every month. Don't allow even a single child to be trafficked in India. Our group, in Dream India, always pray that, Lord, let not even one child to be trafficked. So we have to be very careful. 1,000 members into 100 rupees is 1 lakh. Involve our family, our friends, everyone for this. Before I close, please mute. This is the story of doves. All the doves were sitting in a church. During festival, all the doves were thrown out. And they went and sat in a temple. During their festival, the doves were thrown out. And they sat in a mosque. During festival, the doves were thrown out. They went and sat in the church again. There was a fight in that area. The little dove asked the mother dove, why these human beings are fighting? They said, when these human beings, when they come to church, they become Christians. When they come to mosque, they become Muslims. When they come to temple, they become Hindus. We doves, whether we are in a temple or a church or more, we still love doves. We need more human beings, not religious people. That is why God created all of us. Let's not separate with religion. Let's not separate with caste and creed. I'm sure India can be in a much better growth if all of us put an effort. This is my number. Please note it down. Please send me a message, 9341235616. If you have a phone, please just click it. Go to our Dream India network and see what we are trying to do. A small change for the people around us. We all can work together. I hope everybody has taken my number. Please text me. Thank you. Let's stop the rat race. There was a statement, all of us are on a rat race. Even if we win, we are still a rat. Imagine when I work with palliative care, I've seen people who are about to die, ask them, how was your life? Whether rich or poor, 99% regret their life. They said, I made a lot of money. I enjoy my life, but I never could do anything for others. That was the answer of many of the people. When we all have to die one day. On our deathbed, we should be happy to die. And if you go to a palliative care center, you can see a great thing, which is give them dignity in dying. I've been involved in so many palliative care, a new palliative care building. Hospital was designed by me. I'm doing one more in Tumkur. In those buildings are being created to give them dignity in dying. When they're at home, they don't have facility to take care of the pain. Sometimes the morphine is given to the end of the end stage to reduce the pain. At that time, they have to give when they give morphine, they get diarrhea or loose motion or constipation. Many such things happen. They have to be taken care. So all of us can be a volunteer. We can carry a gloves with us every day in the car, pick up somebody from the roadside. Let's build a new culture in Bangalore. Let's make Bangalore the most caring city in the world. I don't think we can make it most beautiful city because the world is dying. World is getting polluted. Our children will not ask us for money and buildings and all. They'll only ask for good water and air. Are we able to give? Will we be able to give? That is a great thing we can do. Thank you everyone for this opportunity, and thank you especially for Lada and the team for giving me an opportunity. Let's pray together and do the best and be a change agent. Power to change. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing with us such an inspiring message. So, audience, do you have any questions, comments? You may post that in our chat box, or you can also unmute yourself and you can, speak. Sir, I have a question. How do you manage to do so much? I see that you are in so many committees and you also hold a job, I would think. How do you manage to do all of this?
When I walked into KIDWAI in 2009, I realized today is a bonus for me. So we have to understand that tomorrow I may not be alive. Today I'm alive. And we have 24 hours a day. 8 hours we work, 4 hours, 12 hours, 8 hours you sleep, 2 hours for the family. Again, we have 2-3 hours a day. Isn't it enough? If 1.2 crores population gives 1 hour a day, it is 1.2 crores hours available.
So it is a very intentional thing that you do, that you think that, okay, I need to do this. This is how I will plan my time, and this is how I will give back to society. Is that how you do it intentionally, or is it a call that you have on your life?
Yeah. Basically, when I went there, when I started my volunteering, I read the Bible verse which says, whatever you are doing for the least of the brothers of mine, I'm serving Jesus. So serving Jesus is more important in my life because He has created me. He has given me salvation. Everything is His gift. So I should give back to the society because each person who's suffering is Jesus. That is what I've learned. Someone had asked a question about volunteering. We have a volunteer training program. Please connect with me. We have volunteer training. It's coming up after 2 weeks.
Okay. Does anybody have any other questions?
Yeah, brother, I have a question.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, Brother Agrippa.
Yeah. Hello, brother. How are you? It's a long time. Yeah, brother, quickly, just you said no blood donation. Like, can you please let me know, like, I would like to connect with our company HR to organize the blood donation. So how go about, like?
Now you let me know which day you want to conduct the blood donation camp. Our team will come there. We will plan everything. So you connect me and let me know when is the day you want to get it, the donation drive to be done.
Okay. Can I get any mail or literature, something like, so that I can show to HR, so that they'll get the more information.
I can give.
You can give, no? Okay. You please send me in the WhatsApp. I'll forward.
I hope you took the number down, which brother was showing on the slide.
Yeah, I have his number.
He knows me, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so you can do that. Yeah, does anybody have any other questions?
One person has asked, would you help any other in the same situation out of Bangalore or anywhere in India? We are unable to do outside Bangalore because all our volunteers, all our teams are in Bangalore. So outside Bangalore, we are unable. We need to create more such groups.
Somebody wants the number to be flashed once more so they could take a picture.
Yes. Should I put the screen or I can?
Yes, please, the screen.
Brother, I have one question. All the things I heard, true in the Bible, how we have to be like inner strength to come to forward what God is saying, how you are doing, and how we have to come from our inner strength.
Yes. What is the question? I did not get you.
I think what she's trying to ask is like, not it, probably this is not a channel for everybody, because it's like palliative care and seeing people suffering. And she's wondering like how, what kind of, how do you build your inner self so that you have the strength to face this kind of suffering that people, our fellow human beings, suffer?
It is difficult. See, many times we are all human beings. It is very difficult to face such situations. But then I think prayer can strengthen us and ask God to strengthen us to face such situations. See, more than, as I said, more than helping somebody else, I always say it has changed, transformed my life. So, and when my father was in the last stage of his cancer, we could really face it. We could handle it. These are all situations which can happen at home. So we need to really, equip ourselves and equip the people around us.
Yeah. Does anybody have any other questions? I hope everybody has taken the number. It's on screen now. If not, I've also posted it in our chat. If you're not able to connect via all of this, you can connect to, you can ask Dr. Lata Christie or any of us in the team, and we'd be happy to help. Yeah. Okay. People are very inspired and they are touched, and including myself. Thank you, sir, for sharing with us and taking this time out and sharing with us so much of work that you do with the marginalized and with the people who are forgotten, because pain is not easy to deal with, and we'd like to put pain behind us. And to see a fellow human being suffer, it is not easy, and we would not like to do that because we'd like to see the good things of life. Thank you for bringing this to our notice today. If not anything, I hope all of us would pray that, the suffering, the pain in this world would be lessened, and we would help in any which way we can, monetarily, giving our time, giving our talents, the 3 T's that you shared. So thank you so much, sir, for sharing with us. We are so blessed to have had you here.
Thank you.
And thank you everyone for joining us. If you would like to volunteer, if you would like to help in any way, please contact sir. If not, contact us and we will help you connect with him. Okay, have a blessed evening, everybody. Good night. Thank you.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night. Thank you, Brother Jacob.
Thank you, brother.